previously on Big Brother. Zach, it's been real. It's been fun. It ain't been real fun, brother. As unfortunate as it is to see you have to go home, I mean, Vince and Keanu had to stay. That's what Mickey's telling everybody in the house right now. She got the whole vote on lock, y'all. Let her tell it, right? The way Mickey was talking in this episode, you would have thought it was her HOH week. It's crazy because I had a comment in my last recap that was saying people this season talk too much. That's Mickey. I think whoever's talking a lot changes per episode though, because Morgan was definitely on that last episode. This one, Mickey was just talking unnecessarily too much, bro. I'm gonna go ahead and tell Ashley, when y'all are planning on who y'all want to take out, that you have to consult other people outside of me, you, and Will. Like, why on earth would you even bring that up? That should just piss me off so bad I have to start the video talking about it. Not only are you putting your game at risk for no reason, you're risking exposing this other group for also no reason. The gameplay is astounding, truly. But I guess she did have the vote. We seen that it ended up being 8-2 to send Zach home this week. So maybe she do got more power than I give her credit for. But again, in this week, like she was last week, she's still playing the game a little too risky for my liking. Like, just unnecessarily. So you did not have to tell Ashley that in this episode. You knew she was going to relay that back to Will and potentially Rachel. And Rachel's for sure the last person you want to be on their bad side. Like, outside of the HOH, of course. I'm not glazing. But you definitely do not want to have an enemy in Rachel if you could avoid it. What's crazy to me about how Mickey's been moving this past week and her HOH week is the fact that she's literally moving how Jimmy was moving during his HOH week. And the people outside of her melting pot alliance, being Ashley and Will, are feeling the exact same way Morgan and Mickey were feeling in that same week. Shit is crazy when it's on the other foot. You win one HOH and now you start moving different entirely. Even Rachel called it up. So yeah, Mickey, I don't know, bro. Like, you was talking real crazy in this episode, talking about it's easy to get 6 votes. Like, I get you have the majority of the house, but don't let it be known that you have the majority of the house. Damn. Guess we dealing with Mickey Nostradamus going forward, y'all. Next, I want to quickly move on to the Big Brother Blockbuster comp. I have to say I was happy to see that Keanu won that competition, but I definitely felt like Vince had that in the bag. No lie. I know he was kicking himself crazy with the way he lost to Keanu like that. I wasn't even paying attention to Keanu. My eyes were glued on Vince. And he almost had it too, bro. Fumbled in the last 0.2 seconds to give Keanu the dub. Now Keanu got 3, technically 2 veto wins, and the BB Blockbuster competition under his belt. What did I tell everybody last week? This man Keanu is not one who is a fan of staying on the block for too long. He lost some oral losing that POV challenge as early as he did, but immediately got it back. The way he performed in that BB Blockbuster competition, I gotta give my boy some credit. Definitely glad to see Keanu survive another week in his house, but it's hard for me to see the house guest, whoever is the HOH next week, unless it's Keanu that wins, not having Keanu be on the block again. Like, it gets more and more justified each and every week having Keanu up on the block. As much as I hate to see it, because Keanu and Vince, they definitely my favorite characters this season so far. Them two are playing the game. We even see it when Vince is trying to campaign to get votes in the house earlier on in the episode. And I swear, Vince don't even be trying to get people on his side, bro. He talked to Morgan in this episode, basically trying to see where her head was at, because Morgan, in their eyes, were going to be a big swing vote for this week, obviously being that she's in the middle of a crossroad with Zach being on one end and Vince being on the other end. If it were to be that Keanu ends up winning the Blockbuster competition, which he does. And so Vince is trying to get ahead of things. And at some point in the conversation, Morgan brings up the fact that she believes that Zach would bring Lauren farther in the game than he would bring Morgan. And so at that point, I'm thinking, hey, like, my boy Vince barely had to do anything to secure that vote. He's really him for real. But then Zach came back and let her know, hey, I had the $10,000 from that first challenge. Remember the very first challenge of the season? I had the opportunity to use it to save you, and I chose not to. I chose to keep you safe. Now, he really thought he was going to get some brownie points with this, but he did not sound as cool as he thought he would. Morgan talking about some, you should have used it. Julie slapping him outside the Big Brother house like, why did you do that? Honestly, yeah, it really didn't make sense for him not to use it looking back. Like, I'm legit so annoyed Zach did not use this money to stay in the house, bro. Not that I like Zach over Keanu and Vince, but just think about it. Yes, we know Morgan was talking entirely too much last episode. Information got back to Ava that shouldn't have. And so she was a very high likelihood of being a renom if Captain used her veto in the last episode. So it's fair for Zach to think that Ava will put Morgan up on the block. But even if she did, I don't mean Morgan's necessarily going to go home. She can still win the BB Blockbuster competition. You sacrificing this money, $750,000 to save Morgan, which I guess is your number one. I mean, I can't tell between her and Lauren. It really depends on the episode. But you willing to sacrifice $750,000 when it's not even guaranteed that Morgan's gonna go home if she goes up against Keanu and Vince, realistically. I don't know, just really wasn't the most sensible move, but hey, Zach went home, Vince and Keanu were able to stay. I'm not mad at it. I knew they was gonna be shedding tears when Zach left that house though. Everybody had the waterworks flowing with the exception of, I think, Rachel. You know Rachel hardbody. But seeing Will and Zach embrace before he left that house, it felt like a father looking at his son before he went off to war, bro. But yeah, W week 5 for sure. Definitely was the best week of the season so far. Some funny moments I picked up on in the episode, Vince Noir, where my son Vince is trying to campaign for votes. I'm so glad they made some bit out of him in that damn Humpty Dumpty suit. He was really rocking that shit for real. Like, it was just so funny seeing him try to campaign for votes, begging people to keep him in the game. It's no way you watching the season and don't like Vince. Like, he's just too entertaining. Then hearing Kelly and Riley talk game. I know Kelly's so happy to not be on the block. We didn't hear from her all last episode. But Kelly and Riley in this episode talking about who you got, who you want out the house the most out of these 3 contestants. Kelly talking about, I mean, I could care less about Zach for real. Between Keanu and Vince, I know I got a final 2 of Vince, but I'm low-key trying to keep Keanu. Vince got Adrian out. Talking about this vote for Adrian. We do not remember that man like that. And then Ava being shocked that what Julie was about to tell her when the voting was about to start. Like, Ava, are you a super fan or not? I don't know if you jacked if you were, but it really don't even take a super fan to know that Julie was just gonna say if it results in a tie, you're gonna make the deciding vote on who goes home. Or they just wanted to be put in the edit or something. I don't know. But great, very solid week. Looking forward to week 6 now. Let's see who gets that HOH.